it. So we're going to have 4 sets of armor. Glaive, of course, the utility player. He's got 1 smoke, no Molotov, and a couple of flashbangs as well. And we'll see what kind of round is brought to the table here. I can actually see a lot of presence from the CT side towards B. Nothing on the A side at all, and this is interesting. I have not seen this in a while. We do have Fallen falling back. I guess he was going for the initial rush, but it's the exact polar opposite in terms of the Astralis setup here. Going towards long A very quickly indeed. And this looks like maybe a fast commitment. They do go towards the bathrooms. They now got information that long A is clear. And this could be all around the world. They're going back towards a connector.
This is almost some 1.6 style stuff where you just end up running all over the map before you actually commit to anything. SK Gaming, though, they have 2 men still in position, and look at that headshot from Taco, taking down Device. That is a fantastic way to get started, especially dropping Device, and now they're starting to rotate in. SK have a really good read on the situation right now. They know this is going to be a beat hit, and all of that distraction from Astralis hasn't really helped them at all. Taco landing 1 more headshot, taking down Dupree, looking for a 3rd. He's calmly clicking away. There's a 3rd coming in. Taco doing more. 4th headshot, and the round has been won. SK Gaming decimating Astralis in this round.
Good lord, what a way to set the tone there for this semi-final. Taco, what a beast, managing to step it up there with the silent USP. Did you see how calm he looked there as well? This didn't seem like he's feeling any pressure whatsoever. Just taking their heads off 1 by 1, 4 in total, and blows Astralis out of the water just then. That was actually very impressive indeed. Astralis with an interesting approach. We do normally say the B side is favored on those T-pistols on Mapa to go towards long the start. They completely changed their composure back towards B, and it all fell apart for them. So we are going to see a force buy here from Astralis in the 2nd round. Of course, not getting a bomb down in that pistol means they get Tech 9s, a couple of Deagles here as well, P250s, Device Yorpa, full eco. We do like to see that. Make sure he's playing to his full strength. And we get into round number 2 here. This shouldn't be too difficult considering that Astralis don't have grenades, but they are very good with the Desert Eagle in particular. Dupree, I'm going to say I think he is the best Eagle player we have in CSGO right now.
Yeah, he's been absolutely stunning, hasn't he? Really landing some good shots even just in this tournament. I think maybe what Astralis were hoping for in that last round was that they would have some sort of encounter over at long, or at least on the A side of the map, and that, you know, at best, you know, they were worse, they would trade that, and then they would all sort of start running back to B, and that would cause enough of a distraction. But SK actually didn't know any of that was going on, so they were pretty much unaffected by all of that. They were just like, well, okay, you're going to come B eventually, we'll just shut you down.
The funny thing is as well, 5 players on the CTs towards B at the very start. It seems like both teams are almost trying to counter each other in terms of their setup, completely polar opposites. It was quite cool to watch, but still, let's get into this one, shall we? We do have that 1 smoke remaining. That's in Zipek's hands, and the bomb's in bathroom. So now Zipek's waiting towards B, so he can try and sell the fake. I guess he'll smoke towards the B side and try and show presence there himself. The objective to get 1 kill while his teammates wait towards the A side of the map. Zipex now does make his way in. Here we go. So that's the presence shown. Drop the smoke as well. So he's just trying to pull a rotation here, and his teammates ready to enter the A side.
It's a good pick-off from Fallen. Very little risk, not really exposing himself at all here. Got to be careful for long, but he's well aware. Running out of bullets quick, though, and he will go down to Glaive. Still should be able to prevent the bomb plant at this point in time. Glaive drops next, and Device not in a good position, but he actually still picks up a kill. This is really dangerous all of a sudden. Sit will be going down, but that's losing too many rifles for my taste if you're on the SK side. I think they had them locked in pretty well then. Yeah, it was looking pretty promising there, but a couple of kills coming with those Tech 9s does at least keep SK Gaming modest going forward. They won't be able to run away with the financial situation. But Astralis now, no bomb once again, sadly for them, so they're going to have to take a full eco here. Maybe a few PT50s, that's about it. Round number 3 should be smooth sailing here for the Brazilians. We'll see them actually just have Fallen on the PT50. That automatically suggests he's bringing out the AWP next round as well. So he's preparing for that. More than happy just to have the head arm and the pistol. He can do a lot of work with that. Decent grenade from what we can see, doing a lot of damage and actually taking down Device. There it is. Phelps looking for a bit more here as he goes in towards the playground as well, trying to farm some cash with this MP9. Does a great job to find 1, and he's hungry for more as he takes 2 as well. This should be the clean sweep, but he run past the player there. Doesn't seem to be a problem. Go for the knife. Okay, interesting. You have got the pistol as well. Let's finish off the job. Very well done by Phelps. Just doing a little dance, showing his superiority. I like it. Showing he's the Dom. Yeah, I like it a lot. That was really good. 3-0, and I mean, now, if you lose 3 rounds in one of the 3 rifles in one of these rounds, you're feeling probably a little bit hesitant. Then you go into a round like that where you just sweep it. I think that's you're right back. You're like, that's great. And the fact you get like 3 kills on MP9 and stuff, you're farming the money that was lost back to some extent. So this is definitely what we call a bonus round in CSGO. This is when you're taking the aforementioned SMGs into round number 4, which is technically the first gun round. We do have the Device AWP, so expect something aggressive here, especially from Phelps.
and of course coldzera. They've got the SMGs here. We'll have a look at this setup initially. Phelps is in towards that connector area, nice and close range. Of course, Fallen with the AWP actually towards Monster, trying to find that first pick. He's looking for Device, who currently towards Playground, waiting for CT aggression, and Fallen being quite tentative himself, not overcommitting here.
Slow approach from the Danish side. They were doing this a lot yesterday. They really weren't trying to rush too much. And pretty good at picking off the first couple of kills usually, but this time when they get close to the bathrooms, they're going to find Phelps alone. So I think he just wants to trade that frag with the MP9 and see what happens.
If he gets one kill with that SMG, that's job done. It's not like he's going for multiple frags, right? Just getting that one kill. This is the bonus round. Unfortunately, though, Taco will be dropping first. A nice shot from dupreeh. Very good at opening this map, in particular, especially towards that short position. This time it's in connector. Taco dropped 5 on 4. Very difficult situation now for the SK side. Kiabi going towards the bathrooms, but this is looking perfect. Oh my god, surely not the double spray down. Can't do it. Had the wrong weapon for the job. Glaive finds him a perfect opportunity to make that MP9 work. Just didn't happen for him. And it's like Zipex, yeah, he'll take down Fallen as well. Didn't get the angle quite right there.
Well, you just brought it up, Henry, the bonus round, and we just saw what the downside can be. I mean, obviously, like, they're going to have money from sort of not investing in this round, but still, that's going to be a pretty big hit here. coldzera and Fur left, and going for the fight there, taking down Sip is not a bad choice, but they pretty much know that he's alone on the bomb side with the UMP. Hasn't reloaded yet. He's going to get 2 more kills. What is going on? The pistol's out as well, and suddenly it's a 1 versus 1. Fur versus Device. Never underestimate coldzera. How can he even do that with just a UMP and 17 bullets, I believe? Fur going to go for the jump, trying to get the information on Device, who's just waiting with the AWP, and he actually just takes the shoulder. That's a clean shot if I've ever seen one. So Astralis will win the round, but that's got to shake your confidence.
Oh, absolutely. Finding coldzera in the bomb set there, that was a 4-on-2 situation, and this goes down to the 1v1. That's actually very damaging to the money overall from Astralis there. coldzera, fantastic work with that UMP. Always seems to find something out of nothing. That was really brilliant from him. Enjoyed that a lot. I'm sure we'll see the replay of how he managed to mow them down, but that was good. And we'll see what round number 5 holds. This is where things start to get really interesting now. Both teams weak in terms of the money situation. You see Astralis having to bring 2 UMPs to the table as well. Still have the AWP for Device, but Fur, he's hungry for frags here, getting nice and aggressive towards middle, wants to try and find the opening pick. Listening out for footsteps right now, has to be careful with connector, but he's got players right behind him with the bomb as well.
You gotta wonder why there's no one with him here. I mean, if you were playing that forward and you're alone, how do you get back from this kind of an engagement? Now the smoke is gone. He's in so much trouble. I mean, right now Fallen is trying to rotate towards this position, but he's miles away. The good news is that Sip has gone down. Fur actually gets the kill on Kjaerbye. He's doing so much work right now. Eventually they should be able to shut him down. He's reloading, and that might still have been worth it. I mean, Astralis, they've wasted a lot of time. They've got almost no map control, and they are man down.
Yeah, he threw a spanner in the works, and Fallen's in a great position to find a bit more. The angle is just divine. Takes down Glaive there as well, 4-on-2. He could fall back to the bomb site here, but he's looking for a little bit more, it seems. The smoke will help him out, and there's the fallback. So this is all they need to do now. Hold the bomb sites, get the crossfires established, and then wait for Astralis to make the next move. Their hard work has been completed. So it's up to dupreeh. He's only got that Galil, and they're lacking utility here as well. Hoping a CT makes a mistake and gets a chance to find this first pick.
And this is where coldzera triple kill from the last round really comes into play, because Astralis just had no money. They had to rebuy nearly everything. 30 seconds left, and they are starting to move back, maybe going towards long instead. I mean, they need SK to give them an opening, and you can tell that they're sort of searching for it all over the place without really discovering anything.
Every second counts now, and as if they can just hold up and wait till they commit to the bomb site, just really put them under pressure. But this looks like the first pick. A little bit of a misplay there from Phelps. Gives the opening now. 10 seconds remaining. Can the bomb go down here? I'm not so sure.
Stunning headshot coming out. 4 seconds. The bomb is being planted. dupreeh gets a kill. He tries to spray transfer and almost gets it. 39 health left on Taco. Now 1 health left, and dupreeh's right in front of him. Pistols out on both sides. Should be getting a chance to reload here. He's just a single bullet away from death, and dupreeh realizes he could just fall back and try and play the bomb instead. Taco nearly going for the spray and actually making it work, but he will get shut down. They convert that 2 versus 4 into a victory. Astralis, I mean, they're living life on the edge right now.
Absolutely. No convincing rounds here for either side, but that's 2 in a row for Astralis. I have to say, we built it up almost perfectly, saying all they had to do was hold right in the bank positions, wait for them to fully commit. The fact that Device got given that opening towards long, I feel like Phelps overextended that slightly, but you can't take anything away from dupreeh. What a stellar round that was from him. The 1v1, high pressure situation, got the call from his teammates to tackle his low HP, pulls out that Glock and finishes it off. taking a sip of victory there, perhaps. And
just a little bit.
Yeah. So
squeezing the bottle for just every second matters, I suppose. Got to get the buy-in quick. Well, I do think there's a timeout for Astralis, so I'm not sure if it's tactical or technical, but
those last 2 rounds were pretty stressful for them. So maybe just to kind of work out, okay, that was kind of hectic. Let's work out what kind of buy they're bringing to the table and kind of establish ourselves and what we're going to do next.
Well, Henry, you made a good point yesterday that I'm just going to reiterate, which is that if you have some of those high adrenaline rounds, you maybe want to try and get the whole team to cool down. I think that was a really good point.
Yeah, absolutely. It's especially those kind of scenarios in a big semi-final here, and you have those kind of players that you know he's got 1 HP and you're missing a couple of bullets, and it kind of like builds you up, and you kind of get the shakes afterwards a little bit.
Yes.
So taking 30 seconds, have a sip of water, and have your coach talk to you, that can just help out. You've got 4 pauses available, right? So it's definitely worth having a go with that. But still, you know, it's going to be the forced buy here from Fallen and Co, the scout. In-game lead up, trying to get that first pick. He has given away now. They've got the force by going. Just him taking a shot in the middle. They know they're going to be up against armor, pistols here. So now they can hold a real deep line here at the very start of the round. Aiming for long control, that makes a lot of sense, right? You've got the rifles, you've got the AWP, the best area on the map to take control of first, just to push back the CTs there, and you have the potential for the full execution. That's what you want to be aiming for. You don't want to be doing contact plays here. Drop the smokes into key positions, Molotov out the tight choke points as well, and go in as a team and aim to trade frags. Especially
because against SK, who might be one of the most creative teams in terms of playing these sorts of rounds, you don't know what you're going to be up against.
Like this.
I mean, an improvised boost like this, looking in. We've seen this every once in a while, but you have to realize still, as a player coming in there from the T side, it's very hard to check that window. It's so tiny, and you've got so many other angles to look at. They are going to be looking for it, and almost losing Glaive regardless. They obviously know that Phelps is here, otherwise that boost wouldn't be possible, and a lot of kills coming in here for Astralis. So they picked the right side, and now it's just a question of not losing too many rifles here, and I guess for SK, trying to see if they can get some exits.
Well, at this point, going to have a tough job of that. It's only going to be Fur now, as he's got the UMP head on. But like we said, this was the full commitment in terms of the buy from SK. Next round, they only get $2,400, so presumably it has to be an eco at that stage. He's got armor, smoke, and a UMP to save, but it's not really like it's going to do too much for him, I guess. Considering it's a 5 versus 1, he takes that to the next round, tries to force 1 or 2 kills with that weapon. He farms himself $1,200 if he gets the 2 kills. It's the scoreboard right now. Top players for Astralis, of course, is divided to the top 2. Pre seems to be having better form today as well. Those are 2 of the names that were struggling yesterday against Liquid, so it's good to see them performing in the early stages here.
Yeah, overall, when you win some of those close rounds right off the bat, it can really make it hard for the other team to come back into it. I mean, you can, everyone, I think, can imagine a world in which SK had won some of those clutches, and it would be a different start to the game, obviously. 3-3 the scoreline, moving into the 7th round here. And the real problem, and this is something that we actually saw yesterday in multiple games, when you're playing that CT side and you don't have the economy, this happened to Liquid on Train when they, they forced a little bit too much and they ended up never having like really good buys happening. That could be a problem. Hopefully SK won't fall into that kind of situation and they can have a reasonable buy in the upcoming round. Yeah, it's a difficult point for them in this game after winning the pistol, getting the 3-0. Astralis coming to life and controlling the money for now. You can see they have to take a full eco here. It's going to be fair with that aforementioned UMP. We can see get a couple of frags out of something, but very unlikely we get more than 1 or 2 kills with the SK side. Astralis looking quite dominant on the T side. This is a CT-sided map for anyone who's not aware, so this is looking very good for the Danes right now. Overpass, traditionally one of their absolute best. Not many teams can beat them, and it's surprising to see Liquid take them down in quite convincing fashion on this map for the first time anyone's done that in a very, very long time. Yeah, absolutely was. Very, very big win for Liquid, I would say, overall. Taco goes down as well, and gonna find Fur. Some dancing going on here. Pistols out instead for Sip, and he's gonna win it against Phelps, so taking care of business. And just cold Sierra left. Trying to see if he can take the fight here. He's going to get overrun. Henry, I would love it if you could try and explain to us, how come Sip is the one playing alone over on that B side of the map almost every round? So that's a classic position, right? You only just have him having options available. So not only can he get kind of intel from CTs pushing towards short and monster as well, he can hit footsteps, and he can also go for those not so much bait plays, but coming in for flank. So he can go in and show presence towards B, drop some smokes, stop rotations on that side of the map as well. And if required, if they lose the first pick, for example, he can go in there himself and try and sneak through the monster tunnel and try and open the map up. If the round's going perfectly, they find the first 2 kills, right? He can also go in towards B and find an empty bomb site, give information for his team to fall back, or go for the full backstab. So that's very common, mainly to stop flank from CTs, but it does have options as well for other versatility there. It feels like he's really confident in that position. I think he's lost it once, but even now with the UMP, I mean, he could have bought an AK instead in this round, but He's just there, lingering, waiting.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a close-range weapon, right, the UMP. So you're normally holding positions like this, stop people pushing monsters, so makes a lot of sense, and we'll see whether he can hold it up. It's going to be 4-3 now for Astralis. I was wondering if the double AWP setup comes out for us. At this point, it seems to be Fallen, still struggling for the catch because he's got no armor to work with here. Flashed off, but nails the shot, takes down Glaive. That'll be the cue to fall back at this point. Device trying to get the refrag, hoping he has another bite of the cherry here, but doesn't seem to be the case. Dupree working towards shore. So SK now desperately trying to hold on to this man advantage. Don't want to overcommit, and it's Fallen once again finds that second frag, and that's actually towards middle this time. So at this point, hold the crossfires on the bomb sites. Hard work has been done.
It's a strange situation over long. I think Glaive was jumping for Device, but Device would have had time to get the shot, so I'm not sure if he just didn't peek out quite wide enough. It looked like that was just a sort of a failure from the Astralis side. Now they're going to try, see if they can get into the B bomb side. The classic smokes are coming in. Taco wedged up all the way against the corner. He can't see a thing. He goes down to Sip, but good counter flashbangs coming out. And coldzera doing his job on the bomb site. Phelps helping out, and it's going to be SK Gaming winning the round and tying it back up.
Yeah, that's really nice play from Fallen initially. He actually funnels him back towards that B side. He opens up A with the long pick as well. That was actually a super nice shot. Considering his flash as well, I think he was like maybe 60% flash at that point. Hits that shot, removes himself from that position, goes right back towards middle, finds the second, and like I said, funnels him into this area. We've got one of the world's deadliest players waiting on that side of the server. It's coldzera, of course. Finds 2 frags. His teammate drops, still looks very comfortable, and he manages to tie things up 4-4. So great stuff from him, and there it is. The double AWP setup we knew was coming at some point. They've been mixing it up recently with Taco being the secondary AWPer as well, but coldzera and Fallen, that's the classic combination, and it can be very deadly. Good grenade to kick things off though, takes Dupree and Kiabi low, but they're looking to actually rush the bomb site here. Here we go, fast commitment.
Right in for it, but already coldzera has found a kill, and this position from Taco, if they try and get too close and put the bomb down quick, that could be lethal already. They've been slowed down enough. The bomb's actually trying to make its way on, but inside the smoke, there's Taco finding the headshot, now jumping up on the box, and he's going to be able to hear that as well. Glaive making a bit too much noise, and he goes down to Fallen. The Device is just in so much trouble. They haven't even done anything. No damage has been taken on the SK Gaming side. This is just all working out for them. Fur eventually goes down, but Device should be dropping here, and indeed he will. Phelps takes him out. What a clean round. And actually, I think that those B rushes from Astralis is something that was really lethal early on, and I'm not surprised that SK know how to stop that.
Yeah, absolutely. It's one of those rounds from Astralis. You're just trying to change the pace of the game. They've shown a few defaults so far, and they're trying to kind of pick the map up. And now, just after losing one round, I said, right, let's hit them with a fast B play here, drop a couple of smokes in. But that B side, that is such a difficult base to conquer, considering that's where you've got 2 of the key players there, especially coldzera as well. Now he's got the AWP. That should kind of be an adaptation play now from Astralis. So realize his double AWP setup's coming in, and then maybe slow things down once again and go back to maybe the full executions to lock the AWP out. But Fallen once more, trying to open things up with the T-steps. Doesn't land the shot just yet, but Fur, he might be able to. He's in the connector, waiting for someone to walk out the corner. Nails the shot as well. Dupree can't do anything about that. But Device, he does find Fallen, so we're equal once again.
It's a big fight to win for Device. And we always talk about this, him not being sort of a full-time AWPer, but he can still take on people like Fallen and all the rest, which is really interesting. A bit of a rare situation in that sense. Oh no, a team kill happens. coldzera taking down Phelps, and then he dies right afterwards. I need to see a replay that.
I didn't even know where Phelps was. How did he shoot him?
I just have no idea. I cannot actually tell you. Fur and Taco are now left. 2 versus 4 for the retake. This is one of those retakes that you can only win if the enemy makes a mistake, and you can already see Fur trying to make his way out, and Sip trying to see if he could find an exit frag. Fur almost took it the wrong way. He's got to go down. So no rifle saved here for him. Taco just waiting and hoping they don't come and check this position.
Well, this is setting itself up to be an amazing series. Very back and forth so far.
Detective, he's actually trying to see if he could go for it. I mean, if he could have won that fight right away,
yeah,
maybe he could have tried for a defuse, but he's going to go up. Detective Henry, did you discover?
I couldn't find Phelps' body. I'm hoping we can maybe get some sort of insight with the replay. So let's have a look. So this is Device opening things up towards middle. Good flashbang here. So coldzera. Oh, I see. Right. So. Oh, wow, that's so awkward, isn't it? Couldn't have gone any worse for them. The fact they all lined up like that towards that bank position. Obviously, Phelps looked very blind as he was falling back, so we kind of see how that one panned out for them just there. But 5-5, and like I said, this is going to be a really, really cool series. The fact it's so close right now, and the rounds coming down to 1v1s almost every single time. There's tight clutches. It's going to be an exciting one. We'll get into this one. Round number 11, another 4-spy situation from SK. It's slightly better there. They get a couple of UMPs to work with here, and the M4s as well, falling back on that glass cannon AWP. Showing presence towards connector. It's quite common when you've obviously got lesser weaponry here. You want to try and make those SMGs get some action up close and personal. Fallen spots player towards middle. Does some damage, but he'll have to fall back at this point.
Forced back to long, but Device is actually waiting up there, and Dupree going into connector. 2 people on the other side. They're just falling away now. He still goes down to Fur, and that UMP, that's a bit awkward. Looked like that was the kind of kill that he should have been able to get. And Kebu should be able to pick up this frag on Fallen. He's strangely aware of it. He must have got the call that there's no one covering it, but still going to be able to go down. And now the bomb side is wide open. Kebu may have just cracked this round for Astralis.
Yeah, this is kind of sick from Kebu. The fact he's opened that initial kill, swooped off CT spawn as well. This is an absolute nightmare for the CT. They've got 1 kit remaining as well. Lacking utility. Now they've got Molotov out as well. Guaranteed plant. And they've got the all-purpose device as well. This is looking so promising for Astralis.
Taco's only now rotating out of the B bomb side, so if they want to try and retake this, it's going to be a bit tricky. He's going to show up a couple of seconds later than everyone else, and that really matters in the end. They also only have 1 smoke on Fur, and they need that for the defuse. So it's pretty much impossible otherwise to actually get this defuse. And Glaive is hiding cheeky position. I believe we saw shots to use that when G2 were playing, and it's definitely very effective. There comes the smoke onto the bomb, trying to lure the Astralis players into a fight, and they need one to happen quick. The bomb is already being defused. No 2 seconds left. No one spraying it. There it is. The transfer comes in. Glaive with a triple kill, and now coldzera has to just back off, man. That was really close.
There was like 2 seconds remaining. I think less than that. That was so nuts. And Glaive, he was waiting to strike by the flower bed the entire time. His teammates, they're doing the hard work at the start. He's just there if it all goes wrong. It actually almost did it as well. He steps up, gets 3 spray down, as we'll see this from his POV as well. Let's see how close this was when he got the final kill. So less than 2 seconds. Actually says 1, and he gets the final kill there. So great work from Glaive. Amazing spray. He's been quite quiet this tournament throughout, so that's a big, big round for not only him to pick up, for his team in general as well. That's actually knocked SK down to a pretty much full eco here. We have got coldzera on the AWP. So we enter round number 12 here, but it's 6-5 for Astralis. You can see Dupree normally reading these situations very well. He's quite commonly on the Mac 10 trying to mow down any players of our armor here, and he might just get an opportunity to do so. He's in the connector, a couple of players in front of him. Here we go. Time for Dupree to shine.
Oh no,
maybe
he's
not.
going to get shut down. Looked like he was caught sleeping for a moment then. And here's the problem. I mean, it's not so much that they lost the Mac 10, it's that coldzera is roaming about with the AWP. They've got to be really careful. Phelps goes down, always a good kill to be getting, but I'm actually sad that coldzera has gone back steady on the A bomb site. I would love it if he kept being as dynamic as he was right off the bat, because he got the leg shot on Kebu down to 24. I want him to move all over the map, because as long as Astralis are playing slower down rushing, that's going to give him an opportunity to get a pick off somewhere. And there we go. He's much more mobile again. That's really good news.
See whether coldzera can step up with the AWP. He's in the B bomb side for now, but look how spread out Astralis are. They're trying to find the first pick, and there's a run boost potentially Anders as well. That's to get him in a real nice position. It's similar to Train, like get across from the Ivy position unspotted. So now he's actually on the right-hand side of Monster. And we'll see whether he can open things up.
They're actually all coming for him. Now, they should be checking this regardless, but if he gets just 1 kill, that's going to be big. He misses the shot. Sip was right there. The opening was definitely right in front of him. That's really heartbreaking. Taco goes down as well. Sip doing a good job on the other side, but it felt like there was a definite opportunity for SK to do a lot in this round. Fallen almost gets the kill. Just 1 more bullet and he would have had it. And Fur safely guarding the Mac 10 on the other side. So, I don't know. I felt like there were options here for SK to turn this round.
Absolutely. When you've got the AWP and you find the opening pick as well, that one single weapon, the sniper rifle, can do a tremendous amount of work there. Unfortunately, doesn't seem to deliver this time. It's the CZ that finds the first pick, and the Mac 10, that's the only weapon that's given away.
Now, I've noticed they've tried a couple of times, SK, to push a bit aggressively into Sewer on the B side. They've tried the birthday party push a couple of times, and they've also been a bit more defensive there. They haven't tried the long push yet on the SK side.
That can be very powerful as well. Normally, you want to be pincering that with the mid push as well. Like you have Fallen at the very start to show pressure and take the aggro away from long, and then the flashbangs come over, and you have 2 players with M4s run around the corner and try and find the first pick. I'm sure that's going to be coming at some stage. You're absolutely right. We haven't seen much of that. It's only been Fallen with the AWP from the flower bed position, which is pretty standard stuff. They haven't really explored that idea, but I guess at the same time, they haven't had an amazing amount of pressure from long, so we'll probably see it come in at some point. It's going to be 7-5 for Astralis now, looking very good here on Overpass, as usual, much better than what we saw yesterday, I have to say. And we'll get into round number 13. It's still another difficult buy for SK. 3 M4s. Taco on the UMP, Phelps on the FAMAS as well. No kits available, so this is another round they need to be working hard for that first pick. When you do not have kits or necessarily enough utility to work with, you need to be working towards a connector, trying to get it a 5-on-4 as early as possible. So this is the adaptation they've come with. It's going to be a boost in the middle area. Looking through the window, seeing if anyone walked to their crosshair towards that bathroom position.
And actually, we talked about the long push. This is why Astralis are set up like this over by the playground. They're expecting something similar, so maybe that crossed their mind too. But regardless, SK Gaming, the real trouble here is just the lack of utility. They don't have any defuse kits at all on the team, and we've already seen what can happen when those are lacking. It's not good.
Absolutely. That Molotov's not helping things out at all. It's a little bit messy. Oh, Fallen taking a ton of damage there, but they'll continue with the boost here. Hoping to find the first shot they play. He's looking lights out today, Anders. Opens things up once more. 5-on-4, and Fallen's low as well, so that's a very valuable kill here. Astralis still with smokes and flashbangs, but Glaive, he's not done just yet. He's going to be pushing through the smoke, trying to continue his rampage here on Overpass so far. Great position to find the kill on Long, as he calls for his teammates to come towards the box right here. There it is. Takes out Fallen as well. Great work from Glaive.
It's an incredible read. Phelps has got a FAMAS, but he's trapped on Long. He can't go back to the site. That won't help at all. The flashbang goes a little bit too far. He still picks up the kill and actually drops the bomb. That's a bit interesting, but still ends up going down. Tucker will get one refrag in, but 2 versus 3 right now, and all the utilities in favor of Astralis. They've got the Molotovs and the smokes and everything else already pushed out, though, by the truck. Device will get the kill on Taco. And coldzera tries for the transfer. He's very low on health here, and Astralis, they've got 10 seconds to get this bomb down. It looks like they are going to be successful in doing that. coldzera gets dropped, and that's 8 rounds for Astralis, moving into the 14th round here. And again, SK Gaming, the money, it is just not there for them.
That is losing this first pick consistently now. It doesn't seem like there's refrag potential either. They went for the boost this time, and the Molotov comes in. It's quite obvious as to where they were, right? Because you're only going to be dropping the smoke on top of the Molotov to fall back, right, to stop it hurting you. So it seemed like Glaive was fully aware once that smoke was dropped that he could actually find a kill here, look for them falling back, and he hits a really nice shot with the boost and actually makes his way to the bomb site, calls for his teammates in, finds the 5-on-3, and coldzera gave it a decent attempt, but ultimately didn't do anything to win the round for his team. 8-5 now. Astralis dominant here on Overpass. Has to be another partial buy. Just CZ's, Deagles, and the scout once more. SK, after winning the pistol and getting the 3-0 conversion, and is only picking up 2 real gun rounds so far, and looking a bit out of their depth. Astralis seem like the much better unit as a whole right now.
Phelps has taken it upon himself to relieve Sipnix of his duty on this side, but not going to be successful in doing that. It would have been a really important kill, but I guess they suppose they had to do something. CC-75's an armor. I mean, they're desperate to make this 6 or 7 rounds if they can. So I kind of understand the risk being taken.
So for now, Astralis, another dream scenario. You've got the 5-on-4. You know they're eco. Just finding that first kill. You've ascertained they've got pistols, maybe a bit of armor as well. You've got a minute on the clock. You're just going to be slowing things right down. You can see them on the mini-map right now, spread out, straight line formation. Everything's covered, and they're slowly but surely gaining some map control. You're aiming to do a full execution at the end, drop some smokes into key positions. Kiabi does get taken down. That's a little bit sloppy by himself, to be fair. He didn't have to go for that player. Now it's starting to fall apart. It was looking so promising. I think that'll be the cue to go towards B. And it's going to be the actual man advantage now for SK Gaming, but Zipex, he deals with that, brings it back in their favor. The bomb will be planted on the B side.
Taco trying to get some shots through the smoke. That was a little bit optimistic. It is a 3-on-3. That Molotov, though, going to buy a lot of time. That's 2 people stock, and you could see coldzera sort of thinking, well, we have to go back, but there's going to be more smokes raining in. It's not going to be so easy, actually. It's already been smoked up the sniper spot again. So they can't really wait for this. Eventually, they're going to have to commit to it. They have 1 Molotov. They're trying for the boost, but I think they need to do more than the boost here. Dropping Sip a little bit low. Fur, is he going to be the hero? Device takes a kill. First coming in from behind. He can't find any target. He needed to get a kill really quick here. There's the spray on 1. And he realized there's a guy by sandbags as well. He doesn't have a defuse kit, so even getting that kill, it isn't enough. There isn't time. They have to fall back and just wait for it here. 9 rounds for Astralis in the first half of this game. At least they get to save the AK-47, but...
That was pretty smart by Fer, right? He could have walked into dupree's crosshair, but he realized, okay, I've survived the bomb blast now. It's very lucky to be watching that position. I'll just fall back and guaranteed his AK. And what we've seen so far with their buys, they need money desperately. It's round number 15, definitely got maximum loss bonus, but that's not really enough on the CT side to get those full buys with the defuse kits and the grenades, and that's been the problem for SK throughout this first half. I guess as well, Astralis, that was a little bit sloppy for them generally. They get the first pick, and as I was kind of detailing how they should be playing and what you want to be aiming for, trade frags, not walking into questionable position by yourself. Gabi gave a bit too much away there towards long, in my opinion, but that's lovely. Fallen takes down Device, and he manages to at least give the advantage here at the start of the round. Fallen. We haven't seen too much of that in this semi-final so far from him, but now he's starting to get warmed up, it seems.
That looked purely mechanical. I mean, it looked like his brain didn't even register what was going on. He just pulled the trigger, and that was a quick kill. 9-5. Taco looking close. He actually picks up the frag, but he doesn't realize there's a second player there. Sip will go down right afterwards. So incredible trade fragging coming out of Cold Zero. He's just in the right spot. 4 versus 2 right now, and the bomb dropped far back as well. I mean, 9-6 is doable.
Absolutely
it's enough
fine.
rounds that SK can still win this map.
Oh, of course they can, yeah. It just takes one pistol in the second half and you're back in 9-9. We'll see whether Astralis don't have anything left in the tank. No saving at this point. It's the last round of the first half. dupreeh and Glaive currently boosted up. This can be a very promising boost. It looks like a CT's edging in. Oh dear, there's one, but he just about pulls it off. Could have fallen apart there with the commitment with the spray. Now they're one step closer to doing something with this round, but Cold Zero spots one. Had the nade out in his hand though.
So unfortunate, trying to make his way through there, runs out of bullets and pulls out the C-set. 75 dupreeh, gonna get the headshot. He finally goes down, but that might have been a big misstep here. Now there's only 25 seconds, and Glaive, you said he's been playing well, but this 1 versus 2 is not gonna be easy. Walking in, he has to check that first corner, though. He does have a Molotov. Is he gonna use it? Not quite yet. Sneaking in and checking every angle. We're down to 11 seconds here, and he's not gonna look for it. Oh, he will, taking down Fer. Now what can happen? Fallen is going to come in from the sniper spot. Glaive, just waiting. Oh, no!
Oh, God. That's so gutting. I haven't seen that in so long.
You saw his reaction, and you saw Sonic quick to go in and say, listen,
he had to save him,
it's fine, it's all right, don't even worry about it. 9-6, ladies and gentlemen, after a rare misstep.
Anyone who's maybe not 100% aware of what has happened there, it takes 4 seconds to plant the bomb, and he's in a 1v1 situation. He was under a lot of pressure there. You have to hold the mouse one button down for 4 seconds to actually plant. He let go of it maybe at 3.5. He thought that was done, and he maybe quick switched the grenade out, and that's so gutting. I haven't seen anything like that in a long, long time. And he was in a great position to win that as well. After finding that frag as a 4-on-2, heartbreaking, but still it does happen. So we'll move on. Here's the pistol round though. SK almost gifted that last round, I guess, essentially. But 3 sets of armor for SK Gaming, 2 smokes, a couple of flashbangs here, and towards long we go at the very start.
I mean, you've got to think that's where team chemistry really matters, that the rest of your teammates are there to say, listen, don't even
punish you for it. Just, absolutely.
Everyone's moved on. It's the next half. Let's go. But that's obviously going to be in the back of your mind. 9-6 moving into the second half here. Still the first map of SK and Astralis. This is the second semi-final already in the grand final. This is FaZe Clan, and they are looking lethal. So whatever happens here, it is going to be an amazing grand final. You've got to stick around and watch it for sure. Really defensive setup here for Astralis. They're far back. They've given SK all of this map control, which means SK can execute with these smokes that they've got running into the site, and actually a counter smoke coming out. That might be interesting. Are they going to try and run through Kievu in the corner? Quick execution, takes a kill, goes out for more headshots. A little bit of panic, but he's going to get the second one anyway, and Glaive will go down in return. But that's such a big double, and now sneaking in, there's dupreeh, almost takes down Phelps, I believe. And Taco also rotating towards. They're going to just swap out the bomb sites.
That's so smart.
What even is Brazilian Counter-Strike?
Because they know players are towards middle and long as well. So they go towards the B site, eradicate that risk. They've got an open bomb site here, Anders. That's super cool from them. They've got a player holding their flanks as well, but it might not matter. dupreeh coming from connector, finds the first kill, and this is going to be an absolute brawl here. Phelps spots one, but can't find the headshot just yet. Device takes him down. It's up to Taco now to hold off 3.
How is he possibly going to do that? He gets shot in the back by dupreeh, lands 2 kills. I'm almost upset that that didn't work, because you're right. I mean, so one thing is making the decision. Another thing is leaving Phelps behind like that in that whole maze of labyrinth.
So good, right?
So good. Like, that's such a good idea, but they just couldn't make it work. 10-6.
I have to say, though, that corner on the A bomb site where Kiavi got the 2 kills with the smoke, I think I've said it a million times now. It's got to be the most overlooked corner in the entirety of CSGO. It seems like everyone just assumes, oh, they'll probably be fine. Don't check that, it'll be probably fine. It was good like bait from the CTs, I have to say, like dropping the smoke last minute as well, firing a few shots. That was lovely, but still, it never seems to get chucked or pre-fired or anything. He gets 2 free kills essentially there and almost wins the round for them, but still, SK Gaming definitely had a chance in that with the 3 players towards B. We do see the 4th spy coming in though in the 2nd round.
Maybe they've taken the Henry G at the casino approach and said, I've got a really good feeling about this.
Got a feeling, yeah. Well, they've done that. I can only assume it's going to go horribly wrong for them and they're going to lose the house. But
17th round, I mean...
More about that later.
Yeah, more about that later. We'll return to that topic. Scout in the hands of Fallen. He has a history of hitting really good headshots. There are some players for some reason that seem to step up. Neo is actually another person that comes to mind. We've seen some rounds from Neo in the past where he just hits nothing but headshots with the Scout, but they sort of need that right now. It'd be such a big boost for SK if they could steal this round back. Yeah, it's a ballsy play to force by in the 2nd. They got the bomb down in the 1st round, right? So this is big. Normally you're going for AK-47s in the 3rd, but usually CTs might get SMGs like Astralis just have. So you have firepower to go toe-to-toe with them. You have Desert Eagles, you have head armor, and you can potentially open things out with just one nice kill, maybe from Fallen Scout, who knows, but it's risky, but we're seeing it more and more these days. Grenade and a half there on coldzera. I'm going to drop him a bit low. He does have armor, but still pretty painful. They are setting up for the full execute here, and really the common positions. This is also why you want to make the T-side fight to even get this position, because once they have it, they can start to lay in the good smokes and get everything working their way. Trying to run up again, Kirby in the corner, and again it goes unchecked. Henry, I know you're loving this, and that's the bomb down as well. Kirby doing even more work. Finally, there's a flashbang coming through, and they're going to be able to take care of him, but that's still a pretty big loss once again to the very same position. Glaive thinking about going through the smoke. Indeed, he will with the UMP and very low health. He's still got to pick up the double. And that big blunder from Glaive earlier, surely that's washed away in his mind now.
Absolutely. Now they've won the pistol and they've held off a 4-spy there in the 2nd round. It's actually looking very good generally. Kiabi, like you said, this corner overlooked once more. It's the heat of the battle though, right? You're getting information, the players are in CT spawn towards bank. It's a difficult position just to every single time check it, but you'd think after the pistol, you'd just at least give it something. A little nod, but didn't seem to be coming in there. But Astralis now looking very good. Holding off that 2nd round, that was the wild card coming from SK Gaming. The unexpected play that did not work out for them, so they have to be full blocks here, and it's going to be the first pick, make it a double from Device as he goes towards middle here. That's the job done. Bomb should be dropped here as well. A very promising round from Astralis, and this puts them into a 12-6 position on the CT half of Overpass. They're looking back to the usual selves after yesterday.
This is suddenly very scary for the Brazilian side. 12-6 in favor of Astralis. They're just 4 rounds away from taking the first map. I mean, that's only part of the step anyway. They need a lot more than that, but sure. SK Gaming back with all of the AKs and everything else. And I noticed the audience has grown a bit quiet on SK's side. Are there any SK fans still left here in the audience?
They're still here.
Definitely are.
They're going to need your support at this point. Let's get the hype back in the room. We're going to round number 19. Astralis with a little bonus round here. A couple of UMPs coming into the mix. Device, of course, on the AWP. Probably his absolute best map with that weapon. So watch out for a bit of a show to be put on here. It looks like a faster round as well. We wanted to see long aggression, and this is coming in from the CTs. Glaive waiting to take the aggro away. Then his teammate should strike. There's the flashbang, and they won't be committing just yet, but Dupree's thinking about it. Nades raining in. And Glaive's giving them good information. I'm surprised they haven't struck yet, and here it comes. It's going to be Dupree taking down Fallen.
Oh man, that was the last couple of bullets from Glaive then as well in the UMP. That's almost ridiculous, but I still think this is actually a great trade for SK. It's a little bit sloppy, and I think they could have had more out of it. And I do wonder why weren't the long push coming in. I
wanted that quicker. So I kind of building it up before with the flashbang coming in and Glaive taking battles. They should be going around together and spraying 2 down, but they get 1. It's an equal trade for now, 3 on 3. I guess they technically still have the advantage with the AWP up. Fallen's lost his, of course, and the bomb's still down in T-spawn for now. They still have a minute to work with here, but they're so deep and committed towards the A side of the map. They're looking for another pick here. Smoked out for now. And Device, he's still alive, like he said, so dangerous on this particular map. So third, recovering the bomb. It would be a nightmare for anyone to go down here on the T side. They can't give anything away. They need to be together. And third, he's not sure if this bomb's safe. He wants to eradicate all the risk. It might waste his smoke. Decides against it, so he's fine. Recovered the bomb. 30 seconds now. Easy shot for Device. That's a bit of a misplay from coldzera.
Could be another one though, but Taco finding the perfect timing. Device looking the other way, and that might be an even more valuable kill. Now he can start to move up. He can smoke off the stairwell then. This might still be SK's round. Is he going to walk through the smoke? He just will challenge it. That's really bold, but it does pay off in the end. Dupree will get the kill, and Fur turning around, trying to connect, but he cannot. Dupree will take him down. Third kill of the round for him, and 13 rounds overall for Astralis. Man.
Well, we discussed that sort of play. Aggression towards middle, then 2 along as well. That's how powerful it can be. We didn't see it from SK. You wanted it, but it's your Danish boys that deliver, it seems. It wasn't perfectly executed. I think the synergy was a little bit off there, but still winning the round, and Dupree stepping up with the double spray down at the end still works in the round that counts. And 13-6 and money broken once again. That's 4 in a row. We're not going to have a full commitment here from SK Gaming. It's going to be Deagle's scouts once again, but that seems to be the trend. How many times has Fallen had a scout on this map? That's kind of insane.
Yeah, and I don't think he's really sort of earned the right to keep doing it at this point. It hasn't really done enough damage, but Phelps certainly will. Taking down Sip, that's a hell of a good start. Can he actually recover the gun? He's not even afraid. Oh, they try and blow it back with a grenade, but all it does is a bit of damage to Fur.
Just a note as well, Fallen, 6 kills, 14 deaths, Device, 17. There's a disparity there. Here's Kiabi getting another frag, but SK keeping up in this round at least. They are fragging back with the Deagles, and the boost coming in once again. We saw Astralis use this in the first half, making a bit of noise there. That probably cancels it. As we get to the 1 minute mark here, what have we got for SK Gaming? We have a little bit of short control here, not much, but something. 1 HE grenade and a couple of rifles, making noise continuously here. Glaive to hold them off, and as long as he gets 1 kill, they should be absolutely fine considering the disparity in the equipment. But Taka now making his way towards long, probably calling for his teammate to join him before they commit.
45 seconds here. This can be done if you're on the SK side, but they just need 1 good entry.
That's it. If they take on Glaive, they've got a real chance to win this. If it goes to an equal exchange, 1-for-1, I'm not so sure. Good smoke.
Yeah, that's going to be valuable, but the question is he going to be distracted from the other 2 players on the ramp? That might allow for Phelps to run through the smoke. If that happens, he's in a really dodgy position here, Glaive. Wow. I don't think they're going to be able to check this too easily. They're walking in. They're going to be at the backside instead. No one's covering him, and Glaive still picks up the kill. How is that possible? A big misstep from Taco there. The bomb is going to be planted here with just 14 seconds left. Device sees a bit of him. He actually does the damage, and the follow-up from Dupree will be a kill. Phelps now in a 1 versus 2. And he has been tremendous, actually. Even in this game, he's been playing very well. And now is the time to really step it up. They don't have any more grenades to block him out. They can't Molotov him here. So just has to wait it out. Doesn't even peek it just yet, so they might not know he's there. There's the peek coming in. He gets a headshot on Device. And now Dupree's next in line. Phelps 1 bullet away. He almost gets the kill, but he can't make it work. Instead, Dupree to pick it up, and Astralis now 14 rounds. These rounds are so close, and just a bit of a throwback. I mean, the first rounds after the pistol, they were all clutches that just happened to go Astralis' way. I mean, this game is on an edge. It says 14-6, but you almost feel like that's not an accurate sort of measure for how close it's been.
It's certainly not the full story here. So many tight clutches. Just remember as well, that was SK with around there, Deagles and a scout. They bring it down to that tight 1v1, but Dupree, he's had a monstrous last few rounds as well, contributing entirely to the success and towards those clutch situations, and we'll see whether we can finish things off here for Astralis. It's another full buy for SK Gaming with so much work to do here. Device, like he said, confident as ever, pushes towards middle, but gets flashed off. He's using the incendiary there to buy him some time, but I like this from Astralis. Nice assertive play. It's going to be Dupree once again. He's feeling it today. Once again, this first kill. Taco's waiting for him though. AK-47 in hand. Needs to get at least 1 kill. He does 1 better than that. Gets the double and shuts down the aggression from the CT side.
What a delight watching someone with that much skill just work on those headshots, and no panic at all. Nothing traceable at all in his system that would have suggested that he was under pressure. Phelps ends up going down, but still should be a clean round here for SK Gaming. Now it's just a question of slowing it down. They've got more than a minute left. They don't need to make any big mistakes here. Smoke does go up in Monster, and they actually try and run through. They could have just fallen back, but now they're in a fight with Sip instead, and he's got the Molotov in front. He gets a kill on Taco, and Glaive is there to try and follow it up. SK really need to put on the brakes, I think.
Got the advantage for now. 45 seconds as well. They don't have to fully commit here, Anders. They can just bide their time and see if any of the CTs go hunting for information. You see they're separated right now. 1 on the A site, 1 on B. They've got smokes to work with Molotovs. I want to see them use those Molotovs. Guarantee this round. Don't let anything slip by. You want to be Molotoving towards barrels if you commit towards the B site, flashing over, smoking heaven as well. Yeah, they might know you're coming, but at least you don't have to look at absolutely everything. The contact play, I don't think will work out for them here. It'll be the same sort of situation where Glaive has the chance to get that first pick, and it looks like there it is. The Molotovs are coming in and the flashbangs as well. That's what we wanted to see.
The device is actually rotated down, so they've got the right call here on the Astralis side, and that might be very dangerous. Glaive Hiding and waiting, he goes down to Taco, who just seemed to be doing everything this round.
Ooh.
Trying to get the shot through. That is possible, but gets the wrong angle. Taco on a quad kill right now. One more for the ace. I wonder if Device is going to give him the chance. It seems like not. Instead, it will be a 7th round here for SK Gaming, finally making something work, and
yeah,
that could be enough. A team of this caliber, just a slight entry into the round or into the game. See, and they're back.
You have to say that was nothing to do with the strategic prowess of SK Gaming. That was Astralis going for a very, very assertive, aggressive strat towards short, pushing out through that short tunnel, and then Taco, he finds 2 kills there. That's not like they've called a strategy. They've obviously held up and holding their own default formation, but that's not going to be a consistent way to find themselves rounds. So sure, it's great, and Taco finding 4 kills looks fantastic, but still comes down to quite a tricky situation. They did do a nice play, like I said. If they use the Molotovs and the flashbangs effectively, they can get into that B site and overwhelm Glaive. Exactly what happened. You know, I had flashbacks to that round where they found Glaive when he wasn't even looking at them. They missed the kill. I thought that was going to happen again, but here's the replay. Taco, like you said, looked so calm in the situation. Can only see the tops of their heads as well. Manages to pick them off. Taco with a fantastic round generally there, so well played to him. We'll get into round number 22 now. Astralis timeout. Their money's not fantastic, actually, as you mentioned. All these rounds they've been winning. Sure, that's the first round they lose, 1st and 6. But they've all been 1v1s, 2v1s, and not running away with it. Haven't had many clean rounds here, even against the Pistols. So SK certainly have been keeping them honest. And I think with this sort of lead, 14-7, shoe on the head, is that a thing now? Is that the new?
I know it's a YouTube account. If you follow the right YouTubers.
I was distracted there. What was I even talking about?
I don't know, Henry.
Something about Counter-Strike and guns, fidget spinners, yeah. We'll get into this next round. Yeah, so the point is they didn't have much money. I'm back. I know what I was talking about. They've got this sort of lead, and with the money they had, I don't necessarily think they had the force in this. Maybe could have done a partial buy, but it's actually looking pretty decent. It's going to be a mixture of FAMASs and Forces as well. The problem is they've got no kits, right? So, yeah, you could have taken a partial buy here, but this is still absolutely fine. The fact you have Device on the open armor as well, still a safe bet. They're looking to find round number 15. If they win this round, that shuts down SK. That really harshly resets them. So that could be the guaranteed win. So there's a lot of reasons why they did buy into this round. And we'll see if they can close it out. 2 towards long again, and it's the same setup. Presumably Glaive in middle, which it is. And we'll see where he flashes him in. We'll see more assertive kind of synergy coming in. There it is. This looks much better. Aggressive at the start, and Fallen misses out on the chance to pull the trigger.
He actually unscoped just at the wrong time. I mean, everyone knows what that feeling is like, but he still gets the kill on Glaive. That's a massive pickup. Very well done by Fallen. I'm not even sure how he could spot him at the top of the smoke then, but that's what you need. I need more of it right now. SK hoping for a massive comeback here.
Yeah.
And Astralis, they got the damage on Fallen, but I'm not even sure if they know, because that was through the wall. So in their minds, they might just be thinking this is not a good situation.
We know these comebacks are possible. Look what happened to Cloud9 earlier on today. That was a
Don't
prime
remind
example.
me.
No, you're not a fan of that one?
I've got, shall we say, mixed feelings about that situation.
Okay.
I've better not say anything yet. When tempers have cooled, I'll make a public statement.
A public statement, a PR release. I like
Yeah,
it. Anyway, let's get into this one. 40 seconds remaining. Man advantage once again for SK. Looking better now after the first few rounds, but a boost coming in from Dupree. That's a little adaptation of it. Not the common boost we're used to seeing, but he manages to get the frag. And now Zipex, he wants a bit more. Hiding on the other side of this smoke as well. He's got a sense, Spidey sense is tingling, and they might be on the other side. First already passed him though. Zipex stuck in no man's land. No backup as well. Can he do anything with this?
Right there, the spray comes through. Sip still gets a kill with the FAMAS. They want to challenge him, but they don't know if there's anyone on the bomb side covering that angle, so they got to be really careful. They handle it just fine. Fallen shutting down Sip through the wall, and now they're trying to see if they can get the push up and get that bomb plant down. It is happening right in front of Dupree. He's got no idea, but Device will actually take down first, so now it's just Fallen and Cold Zero. They really don't want help, and Fallen the only one left here. The captain of the team in a 1-on-3, and he gets 3 kills in the round, but it just isn't enough here. Will be Astralis picking up round number 15. That's map point for them, and SK Gaming. I feel like their economy throughout this whole overpass map has just been so bad.
It's so true. Absolutely, I agree. They've had, like we said, how many times have Fallen had the scout? They've been down to PT-50s, they're being reset, and here's another prime example of how that's happening. The last round was pretty clean for them, so it's not as disastrous as maybe I spelled out, but still 2 players down to pistols. You do have Fallen on glass cannon, AWP once again, so that not so necessarily a force buy from Astralis, maybe an unnecessary full buy from them. It actually works out tremendously, and that nice adaptation. Once they lost the first pick, they boost up the B side. Dupree, like I said, normally you boost in the sandbags himself and have that angle over the top. It's a bit obvious, a bit of a pre-fire, different version of it, and managed to get themselves back into the round. It's going to be Device battling in connector. He's going to be surely dead now. Good work by Phelps.
Those jiggle peaks. Eventually you feel tempted to try and click that trigger, but if you miss the shot, that's pretty much it. So it's a good job, and Cold Zero getting the flank in on Kebu. So Astralis getting a bit sloppy here. Obviously just want to close out the game as fast as possible. Glaive almost took down 2 players. Phelps is very low on health, but I'm not sure if he's realizing that he's being flanked at the moment. Ooh. Nearly gets the kill as a headshot on Taco. Fallen long range there with the AWP. Sneaking in behind is a pre, and if Sip had stayed alive, this would be a great flank now. Not sure it's worth the same. Taco will take care of business. 8 rounds for SK Gaming. How many kills does Taco have? 18, despite the fact that they're so far behind. It's really impressive.
Yeah, Taco has had a lights-out game here. But now the battle begins. The uphill struggle. Can Astralis hold them off for 7 rounds? You would say yes, considering this is their map, and we expect them just to find one more, but SK Gaming, so resilient, and I'm sure they will be doing everything they can to take this to overtime. They will not be giving up. They're not the sort of team to say, right, let's just think about the next map. They'll be thinking they can actually do this. We know they have that sort of mentality.
Yeah, and I think once that boulder starts rolling down the hill, I mean, even Astralis could eventually get crushed by it, so we'll see how the momentum unfolds here for the SK team. First, starting off well in this round, they should, and I think they're already sneaking Taco into the B bomb site, so they're going to realize fairly soon that there's nobody else here, and they should be able to rotate the bomb in. And Phelps is covering a good line, so they can't get flanked from this direction either. Let's get the cursed kill. Continues the spray. They line up for him, but it's still only a couple more there. Pretty much round done here. Both go down at the end. 9-15 here for the SK side. Still trying to make the comeback work. 6 more rounds in a row is what they need.
That is exactly what they need, and Astralis, they've still got quite a comfortable bed of rounds to work with there. So this will just be another partial buy thing with some pistols and allow SK Gaming to get to double digits. That's when things start to get a little bit unnerving. You know, you're thinking, right now they need 5. It's closing slowly but surely, but the Eagles speed of 55-7. There's no reason why they can't win these rounds, by the way. They can just go for a push-up middle, for example, with 1 flashbang, find a couple of trades, and all of a sudden they have rifles. But unfortunately, we've got a full B rush here from SK Gaming. Looks things, but the monster tunnel flash over. Just too free to hold them off with a little PT-50. I don't think that's going to cut the mustard at this point.
No, they're getting really close to the rifles, and he goes down immediately. I like this approach from SK, just trying to get themselves revved up again, you know, trying to make sure that they actually have some confidence to fight this game. Because this version of Astralis is obviously significantly improved from the one that we were seeing yesterday.
Sure, absolutely. Day and night compared to how good they've been in terms of individual plays. You can see Glaive, who's been really quiet all tournament. Actually, the whole scoreboard is pretty equal. It's just Kiabi who's dropped off a little bit, but he's had his decent rounds as well. It's Glaive is the headline for me, considering he was so poor in the opening stage of the tournament, like 3 or 4 frags and a half and stuff like that. So the in-game leader as well, for anyone who's not aware, to be fragging that sort of level as well, that's fantastic. That's kind of akin to Fallen, and unfortunately for Fallen, he's dropped off significantly in this map. He's on 10 kills. He's actually on like 5 or 6 in a few rounds before, but looks like SK Gaming, like he said, really kind of get back into this one. I just take 1 round from Astralis to take this first map. Yeah,
not to try and make too many excuses, but I think that's also where the economy becomes really relevant from Fallen's point of view, because he wants to keep buying that AWP as much as he can. And because they just haven't had any money at all, a lot of it has been, you know, him with a scout instead, or with a UMP or something silly like that.
I didn't even think the AWP was worth it for him today. It didn't look like he was hitting anything at all, really. He's getting shut down across the board. He is a very proficient rifle as well. We know that. I think that maybe that's the adjustment he needed to think about. Maybe give Cold Zero the AWPs. It seemed like he just wasn't hitting too much. But still, they can still get back into this. He is on the AWP once again. Device back on the sniper rifle and takes a nade to the face. That's going to be him down to 47 HP. It was a bit of an aggressive stance at the start, but now things will subside as the CT decide to fall back, and SK Gaming investigate towards the connector and see if there's any presence there whatsoever.
They will find Device and Kiebu lingering around the restrooms, which I think is always a good idea. You should at least show that you're around this area so that they have to check everything and use time to do it. That's the one thing I don't like, is if CT sides just defend essentially their own spawn and just allow the Ts to move up all across the map. I think it's worth even throwing a flashbang or firing a shot will buy, you know, 10 more seconds for your team. Kiebu here sees the shadow and still goes down. It's such an advantageous position because you see that shadow on the ground before the engagement, but he's just, as we said, hasn't been having the best game maybe.
Really hasn't. Another opening pick there for SK Gaming, and now with so much time available as well, we haven't seen like a full execution here from SK Gaming. They've actually just been getting the pick, going to the other bomb sites, and overwhelming with full firepower, but we'll see whether they decide to actually change their setup at this point. You can see SK Gaming actually looking to line up some smokes. So this will be the full play with smokes towards bank, CT spawn, maybe the side as well. Molotovs towards the APC, and seeing if they can hold off Device and co here. Glaive, like we said, tremendous so far, looking to deny the plant.
Ready with the grenade out. Device wanted that shot with the AWP, but not able to find it. Spray comes through, but doesn't actually do that much to Phelps. Now instead, grenade going to be lopped over it. Does nearly nothing. He tries to get the spray through, and you can definitely do that, but this time it doesn't work out. Fur gets a quick double kill instead. Device now all alone gets dropped by Phelps, and SK Gaming now at 11 rounds.
Yeah.
This is where it gets really interesting.
It certainly does, Anders. SK now looking like they're in 5th gear and actually hitting all the shots required, opening up the map left, right, and center. This was a nice play towards that bar from positioning. You can see Kiabi head armor there, gets his head blown off, and Fur, oh god, we didn't catch that from his POV. That's disgusting.
Well then.
That set the tone.
15 to 11, and it's not like all 4 rounds are going to be buy rounds out of Astralis. Take this one, for example, just not very much to work with. And as a result, they've stacked the B bomb side instead. And Taco does get a shot in the face. So are they just going to go for him? Yeah, Device will have called that out. Taco's still holding his ground here. Very impressive. Tries to go for a 3rd one, but he made it expensive, and now he can call it out. Listen, I've killed 2. 2 more try to push me.
Exactly.
Do the math.
That's correct. So now you can see the bomb legging it up towards long. That'll be absolutely fine. Kiabi, he comes from T-spawn. But Fallen, he's got a surprise lead. Oh, misses it. So there it is. Still going to kill regardless, but doesn't nail the orb shot once again. He has been having quite a few rough rounds with that weapon, but still should be fine. Zipex looking to foil their plans on the A side. Could do some damage here. Unfortunately, the aim punch denies the kill. So just up to Glaive now. He's on the other side of the map. So it will be round number 12. And now we talked about 5 rounds needed a couple of rounds ago. Now it's just 3. So getting closer and closer. Good news is for Astralis, they do enter maximum loss bonus next round, Anders. And they've tried a lot of different approaches this time. They've had full defensive setup. They've had the aggressive stance towards long, Device hunting towards middle. Maybe the AWP towards B could be an interesting idea. It's Taco's outside the B entrance every single time. Maybe we go for the first pick on him, get the AWP at Monster Tunnel, just to kind of change the stance, because it seems like they're not taking that first pick on Fallen consistently. They're not finding anything from that. So I think maybe they'll move the AWP around a little bit just to find this last round. Like I said, Device normally so good on this map, but all 5 players have been stifled. Maybe the tactical pause comes into the stage. We do have a full buy for the Danes.
And I think we just saw a bit of an example of just how much the economy matters, because SK actually allocated 2 people to holding Taco's rifle that had gone down up in the hallways then. They wanted to make sure that Glaive wasn't going to run away with it.
Yeah, fair enough.
15 to 12, and tactical timeout being called. I heard a bit of singing.
We do like a sing-song in the UK.
Yeah?
We'll see if we can get some more going.
And there's a bear as well. That's fantastic. I've never seen anything so magnificent.
Oh my god, that's so sick.
Absolutely. You have to just love that, don't you? Oh, he's only gone and fallen over, hasn't he?
Looks a little bit like you.
I appreciate that. I really do. Yeah, but a little bit of singing, but no snakes have been built yet, if you notice.
We haven't had any snakes yet. Maybe we can build some snakes as we get later on into the grand final, perhaps. But here we go, ladies and gentlemen, back into it. There was a pause from Astralis, looking to find 1 round here. That's all they need to find this first map. But SK Gaming, the tenacity showing once again. And here we go, aggressive stuff in the CTs once again. I think it's a little boost coming in towards middle. Fallen watching the B entrance. We did say Device, maybe he'll go towards B, but he's actually holding long this time. KRB and Co will fall back, didn't find anything once again, and as Dupree takes a nade to the face, I think, and maybe some shots through the smoke. He'll have to fall back. And SK, once again, 3 players in connector, not giving anything away, making sure there's so much trade potential here if the CTs are waiting on the other side. No flashbangs yet, but it's going to be face checking around the corner. It's Phelps to go around first. Doesn't see anything just yet. Safe for now, and the CTs looking quite cagey. They've given up middle, long, and allowing them to get quite close to the bomb site here, but there's a shot from Device. Now we've got something to work with here, cannot find the double.
Has to fall back. There's no one to catch him on long, though. That would have been great if there had been an additional T player there to just make sure he never could escape from that position. Going to be putting up some smokes instead, but Astralis are starting to rotate in, and SK have to fall back instead. They've done a lot of damage to both Device and Dupree.
Sure. So
there's still a big chance they could just turn this around, but they have no more smokes on SK side. What's happened? That's a really big problem. Now Dupree's in a good position, and again, no grenades are going to put him out of it either. He sees the first player in, has to fall back a little bit. Oh, grenade landing right at his feet, but Glaive steps it up with a big kill here. Now a 2-on-3, 28 seconds left. Fallen getting a huge frag on device. And Kiebu goes down, Cold Zero with the shot. Now it's a 1-on-1 Fallen on the other side, but he drops. Sip will take him down. 16-12 here as Astralis eventually win the first map. But it became a lot harder than maybe you would have thought here.
We discussed this idea yesterday, didn't we? Even if you have a huge deficit, it's getting back into these games, allowing your star players to find some frags. They have a rough first half as well. Sure, you might not think the game is possible, just making it that close. You're making Astralis sweat, and some of the big names starting to turn up there for SK at the end. So disappointing, they didn't take it to overtime, but it definitely was not a comfortable finish there for Astralis. It won't be as hyped as they